Welcome back. It is Sunday, April 30th in the MLB. I'm Austin, joined by Logan. Logan, it's good to be back. And I got to be honest, you've been crushing the sports books, which we love to see. Let's recap yesterday because we got another special guest. I think you know what it is. It's been a common guest. The broom is back out. Another 3-0 sweep. Logan, you've been crushing. I don't even know what to say. When I gave you the throne to do the picks, I thought, hey, he'll probably do a pretty good job. He's been all good in the MLB. I didn't expect you to get another sweep. That's the third one in the last 4 days. You're on a 10-1 run. What do you got to say for yourself? The people are loving you.
Yeah, it's been really great. Sometimes in baseball, it's all about how well are you seeing the lines, how well are you seeing the books. I'm seeing the lines pretty well recently, and I hope I've taught you guys, especially for some of you who didn't bet MLB, I hope I taught you guys a few lessons about don't be square, especially on the weekends, and do a bit of extra line reading because it doesn't hurt in a sport like baseball. I also want to say welcome back, Austin, because doing these videos by myself, it doesn't have the same fun to it. And we have a lot of people in the comments that are like, Logan's picks have been so much better or whatever. I don't want any of that toxicity. I'm going to be honest right now. Austin and I are a team. We built, this channel, this show together. And it's so much more fun when we're picking together. And you know what? I'm eventually going to go cold and Austin's going to get hot. And that's what we need on this channel. We need us to both be, working, in synergy. And that's what we're going to have. We're going to keep the winning going because I love our picks today.
Oh, absolutely. It feels great to be back. And you have taken that Nerfy record, taken it into the green, which we love to see. Hey, the record's looking great, almost up 21 units on the season. Now, before we dive into your pick of the day, let's talk about Bet365. Logan talked about this on Friday or on Saturday, I believe. They have another promo. We've talked about it time and time again. If you want to take advantage of it, you just sign up using the top link in the description, deposit just $1, and you just make a $1 money line bet on any NBA, MLB, NHL game, and you get $200 worth of bonus bets. Check out all the details down below in the description. Definitely want to check that out. But Logan, you've been hot. We're only going to go back to one play for you today, but I'm going to let you decide the Nerfy. So I don't want to screw up any of the momentum that you've been cooking with. What you got for the people today, though?
Yeah, we're going to an underdog, right? And you just mentioned Bet365. You can use this Bet365 offer on this one. We're going to Nationals versus Pirates, and I'm taking the Nationals on the money line plus 125 odds on Bet365 is currently your best value. So go sign up if you're eligible for that. But guys, Sundays are for the underdogs. If you've ever bet baseball and you've ever just made a square money line parlay on the weekend, square means just all public favorites, you're going to have a bad time because I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see some teams that were decent favorites lose outright today. If you bet baseball, long enough as I have, you'd understand that, just no money line favorite is safe. There's value on these underdogs. My other underdog pick would be the Rockies on the money line, but Austin Conver's a hard guy for me to back. So I actually do like the Nationals a little bit better in this one here. And no one wants to pick the Nationals. I promise you that, right? The Pirates are red hot. We're going to have a lot of people in the comments probably questioning this one again. But you know what? I've been looking at the hard hit percentage. It's a new stat that I've been exploring. And the Pirates are fifth best in hard hit percentage at 43%. I like their matchup today against Josiah Gray because I think he's going to be able to kind of stifle that. Today, they faced Josiah Gray, 14th best in hard hit percentage allowed at only 28.7%. You've seen the Pirates hitters, when they've been having success, just scoring, double-digit runs like they did yesterday. They're just absolutely getting barrel to the ball, and they're getting extra base hits. Josiah Gray actually, a solid pitcher, 2.93 ERA, 1.34 WHIP on the season. I think he's actually going to be able to hold down this Pirates offense. Now, the Pirates have just absolutely been, cooking with grease in this one. 7th in average, 4th in OPS versus righties. They've been seeing right-handed pitchers really well. So does that concern me a little bit? Yeah, of course. But I trust Josiah Gray pitching at home to be able to slow down this, red hot Pirates offense. They're not going to stay red hot forever. This is baseball. Eventually, you do lose games. Believe it or not, the better team doesn't always win. And even though the Pirates are better and they're hot, I do think a cool down period is going to come for them because I do still believe they are punching above their weight, and I just need to be here for it. In baseball, you have to be one game ahead of the trends before it happens. That's just how it works. And I do think Josiah Gray will be able to hold them down today. Now you got Johan Oviedo starting for the Pirates today, 3.03 ERA, 1.21 WHIP. Like Gray, Oviedo is good at not allowing hard contact. If you want to go in the under in this one, go for it. But everyone and their mother's on the under. The Nats aren't a good hard contact team anyway, though. 27th in hard hit percentage. So to me, it doesn't really matter that Oviedo is not allowing the hard contact because the Nats don't really get hits that way, right? Washington's a hit or miss offense. 21st in batting average, 29th in OPS at home. But the good thing, and I do like about the Nationals, is that they usually put the ball in play. They're first in strikeouts, so which means they're not swinging and missing. They're not whiffing. Johan Oviedo strikeout line's only set to like 4.5. I think they know the Nationals are going to be able to put the ball in play against them. And if you put the ball in play against Oviedo, he's allowed 6 hits in 3 out of his 5 starts. Put the ball in play. The baseball motto is you put the ball in play, good things will happen. And I think Washington will be able to do that today. They're 20th in bullpen ERA. Pittsburgh, by comparison, 9th in bullpen ERA. I mean, yes, there's an advantage for the Pirates there, but at the end of the day, I do think they're going to give Josiah Gray enough run support, and the bullpen can hopefully just hold that down for us. And I'm going to go ahead and take the shot on the Nats on the money line because I really do like the value. I just don't think the Pirates are going to take care of them that easily. But Austin, welcome back. What do you got for us today in the player props?
Hey, I got another player prop for the people out there, and this should be one that everyone can take on different books or if you're on a daily fantasy app. Don't worry about it. You should be able to get it done, and I'll talk about it why. Now, today, there was a couple things I did consider, but I'm going to go to 2 hitters that I really trust today, and I'm just going to ask them each to record a hit, and that's going to be Paul Goldschmidt and Ty France, each to record a hit. Currently minus 109 on DraftKings. If you go to FanDuel, which you probably haven't heard my soapbox about betting on FanDuel for base props, especially in hit props, it's minus 131 there, so you're getting a big advantage taking on DraftKings. And if you only have the daily fantasy apps, people like PrizePicks and Underdog Fantasy, they don't have that. But if you go to Sleeper, one of our newer sponsors, and you use code COS, they actually have the ability to bet both these guys just to get 1 hit. It's not like it's a normal, leg in those entries, but you can get about minus 112 value on Sleeper. So if you're only in one of those states that doesn't have sports betting legalized, but you have those daily fantasy apps, take advantage of Sleeper. As a reminder, you can sign up using our code COS for a deposit match. But let's talk about Ty France, though, who's going to be the first guy, and he's going to be first up on the slate. I think he starts around 140. Now, Ty France, he struggled. He has not been great. Hitless in 4 straight games, and he got the day off yesterday. So I think he's going to bounce back here. I think FanDuel has his hit line set at like minus 330. So they clearly expect him to bounce back. Ty France, one of the most reliable hitters in the league. He had a bad series, and then he hasn't really started too well on this one. But I think he bounces back out of here. I don't know if Julio Rodriguez is going to play today. He left yesterday's game early, but France hitting 248 this year, going up against Chris Bassett. Now, Chris Bassett's been pretty dialed in recently, not giving up a ton of hits. His first start, he gave up like 10 hits. But we've seen France hitting 273 versus right-handed pitchers this year. Obviously, Bassett is a righty, and France also has seen Bassett pretty well in his career. In 13 at-bats, 6 hits, hitting 462 against him. So I think we'll see a guy like France come out here, get on base. That's what he does best. Probably not going to walk. Hopefully, knock on wood. You hate when you get a hit prop and the guy just gets like 2 or 3 walks. I don't think that's the case here. We're also looking at a Mariners team trying to avoid a sweep. Lost to both first 2 games of the series. Yesterday, they couldn't even score a single run. In both the games this series, they combined with the Blue Jays to score 5 and then 1 run. I think with an over at 9.5, they're expecting some runs to be put up on Marco Gonzalez, who's starting for the Mariners. But you don't hit an over at 9.5 or get close to it without, I think, the Mariners at least putting some runs up there. So I think we see Ty France get on base, get at least a 1 or 2, maybe even 3 hits. Who knows? All we need is 1 for that first leg of the parlay. Go get it done. Now, the other guy will be Paul Goldschmidt. He's going up against Noah Syndergaard. And like France, who against Bassett, we've seen for Goldschmidt have a good history against Noah Syndergaard. He's 5 for 14, 357 against him lifetime. We've seen Syndergaard 5+ hits in 4 straight starts. And the Cardinals are, again, like that Mariners team, were shut out yesterday. So there was a game that I think there was only 1 or 2 runs in the games yesterday against the Dodgers. Now you're sitting at an over-under at 10. They're clearly expecting a lot of base runners, a lot of base opportunities here. And I think that means Goldschmidt at least sees a couple opportunities here. So we've seen Goldschmidt when he gets 5 or more plate appearances, which he could do today. He's on the road, over-under at 10. When Goldie sees 5 or more plate appearances, has a hit in 13 of 14 such games. I think he gets up the plate at least that many times, and I certainly think both these 2 guys can get us a hit. But we've been really good on the player props. I know Logan was doing a lot of those hit streak parlays, kept going 2 of 3. We don't have to get 3 today. We just need 2. I think these 2 guys can get it done. Ty France, Paul Goldschmidt, each to record a hit, minus 109. We'll take it. I'll take a stab at it. I think it's got a good chance at hitting. But Logan, I believe you know what time it is. Let's get the music out. Let's get the vibes going. It's Nerfy Day time. Come on, baby. You know we're waving this flag. Logan's been dialing on the no run first innings. I don't want people to think I'm messing with the mojo. I said, yo, you pick it. I'll let you keep dialing in. I think you hit 4 in a row. Can you hit 5? I certainly think yes. Where are we going today, Logan? We are going to the Braves and Mets no run first inning. You can touch on the one that you leaned, but ended up going with this one in a second because you said your leans were dialed in yesterday. But let's talk about this one first because I think it's got a good chance here. Now, let's talk about who's going to be up first for us, Tyler McGill. Now, if you look at him, Tyler, 2 and 3 on no run first innings this year, not great. The Braves are a good first inning offense. They're 5th in first inning runs. But look, the Braves haven't scored a first inning run in 3 straight games, knock on wood. I think Tyler can come out here, do his thing. It's not like we're asking for him to do, set the world on fire. We need 3 outs. We've seen bad pitchers get 3 outs, good pitchers not get 3 outs. It's no on first inning. It's a luck-based bet. But I think he can come out here. I think the Mets have a good chance of keeping this one close. You got a low over-under. I think he can get us those first 3 outs. Who's on the other side, Logan?
Yeah, we've got Spencer Strider going for the Braves, and we love to see Spencer Strider on the mound. He's 4-1 on Nerfies this year. He's one of the better first inning pitchers. He's so hard to see first time through the order because he's got the put away pitches, which is what you need in the 0-2 count to hopefully not allow that solo home run. The Mets are 30th in first inning runs. Yeah, I mean, the Mets actually have been sort of a surprise in the first inning, this year. Last year, they were like top 5, top 10 at least. And this year, they've just not been scoring in the first inning. It takes them a few, plate appearances to actually get those hits and runs. And it's been against Spencer Strider. I think he should be able to get us those last 3 outs. The over/under set to 7.5, as you mentioned. The books aren't seeing a lot of run potential in this one. Yes, this is my Nerfy pick. I'm continuing to pick them, and I'm telling Austin what I'm going with. And I do, when I sit down and look at these no-run first innings, again, what always hurts is when I picked the wrong one and I was between 2. The other one I did look at was the Cubs and Marlins one. I ended up going with this one. I'm a little bit more comfortable with this one because I've seen Miguel and Spencer Strider pitch. In that one, you have to trust a guy on the Marlins named Hoeing. And I'm going to be honest, I've never watched him pitch. His numbers are not all that great. So it's like, do I trust a guy that I've never watched? But if you're interested in a lunchtime Nerfy and you want to go that direction, go for it. But we're going to go with this one. I do think it's a little bit of the safer option. Just I think these two offenses start out a little bit slow in this game. Hopefully, Nerfy Nation, we can go for 5 straight. We finally got that Nerfy record back in the green. I told Austin, I was like, I'm so proud that we're finally able to string together some wins. So let's keep it going.
Yeah, we're going for 5 in a row, and hopefully we can get another sweep. The boys are back in town, and we're coming back for vengeance. We're getting some winners back. Logan, you've been dialed in. Hopefully I don't mess with the momentum. But hey, if you go cold now, you can blame it on me. So you got an easy blame. But I think we're going to have a great slate. Nationals on the money line, a little underdog play. Goldschmidt in France to get a hit. And the Mets and Braves, no on first inning.
Well, Austin checked out, but he was meaning to close this video. We'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early again for some more baseball picks. See ya.